Hello everybody, today is the first day of Volunteers Week, a week supported by smaller charities and larger ones, when the opportunity is provided to celebrate the contribution that volunteers make to their local and wider communities, and also of course to encourage others to become volunteers. I wanted to mention a volunteering of a very different sort to the kind that might be offered in this country by telling you about Claude Isakov, who's a French woman working as a volunteer organizer in the occupied territories. And one of the things that she did was to encourage the women who, by and large, in Palestinian society, are encouraged to stay at home, to take some initiative so that they could contribute to the economy of their communities, but also develop their own personalities and skills. And so they started a juice making factory. So she found volunteers who would, women who would work out the best recipe for the orange juice, people who would sort out somewhere where they could do the making of the orange juice and get the necessary equipment, people who would then work out how to package it and label it, other people then who would learn how to market it, and then you needed bookkeepers, and you needed somebody to be in charge of the organisation of the whole operation, and it became much more in the end, as you can imagine, than just a bit of voluntary work. It became a very effective producer of orange juice, and these many women began to earn some money that they could contribute to their families in what is a very impoverished place, the occupied territories in Israel. Today we continue our remembrance of the work of the Holy Spirit, and it struck me that this was an image for us of the way in which the Holy Spirit works. One of the Spirit's prime functions is to draw out from each of us the best that is in us, particularly the particular skills that we may have. I mean, one of the interesting things about this project, of course, was that different people were good at different bits of the operation. They weren't all good at all of it, and so it was enabling each person to find out what their particular contribution could be. And I think often the Holy Spirit has given us a gift, maybe our particular contribution to the life of the community in which we live. But the other thing that seems to me in this example so typical of the work of the Spirit is the way everybody was able to work together. The Spirit is a unifying force and enables us to find in each other support and strength that will enable us to be a unity, to be a body, as St. Paul called it, that can work together for our own good and for the good of other people. And so the Spirit not only draws out the best in each of us, if we're willing to allow ourselves to be open to that movement of God's influence in our lives, but also uses those gifts and abilities that we have for the benefit of the wider community.